Hello children, today we are going to see chapter 7 working with OpenOffice Calc. So in chapter 6 we are dealing with the word processing, OpenOffice Writer, word processing, how to create a word file, then how do you save the file, how do you rename the file, then how to insert tables, then how to format the tables, then how to enhancing and printing the files. The next chapter we are going to deal with is working with the OpenOffice Calc. Calc means nothing but the Excel file. So spreadsheet is a very useful office automation tool to organize, analyze and store data in a tabular form. So spreadsheet means by default it is a tabular form. Tabular form means table forms. It consists of rows and columns. So main purpose of the spreadsheet is it is used to do the calculation purpose and the formatting purpose. The main purpose is calculation purpose. So spreadsheet was developed as computerized equivalent to paper-based accounting worksheet. So the manual accounting worksheet like that, the spreadsheet is developed to do the calculation purpose. So spreadsheet users can adjust any of the stored values and can observe the effects on the calculated values. This is called what if analysis. So modern spreadsheet can have multiple interacting sheets. Interacting means we can interact with the spreadsheet and can display data either as a text or numerals or a graphical form. Text means it's a characters, it's a combinations of characters. Numeral means it's only the numbers. Then graphical form means either graph or chart, something like that. Then the evaluation of spreadsheet. How the spreadsheet evaluated. Daniel Bricklin and Bob Frankston. Take page number 102. Okay, take page number 102. So who developed the spreadsheet? Daniel Bricklin and Bob Frankston. Underline that line. Was developed the first spreadsheet called VisiCalc, that is visible calculator. The expansion of VisiCalc is visible calculator in the year 1979 for Apple. In 1982, Lotus Corporation introduced Lotus 123. So the first version is VisiCalc for Apple company. Next one is in 1982, Lotus Corporation introduced Lotus 123. Then Lotus 123 was the first to introduce cell names and macros. What do you mean by cell? The intersection of rows and column. So obviously we know spreadsheet is a tabular format. So tabular format means it consists of rows and columns. Then the intersection of each row and column is called a cell. So the Lotus company only first introduced cell names and macros. Cell names we have combination of column names and the row names. So the columns are used to specify as A, B, C alphabets. Then the rows are used as specified as 1, 2, 3. Row numbers are specified as 1, 2, 3. So the column A and the row 1 intersection, that cell which produce that cell is called the A1 cell. So the Lotus 123 was the first to introduce cell names and macros. In 1987, then Microsoft Corporation introduced Excel. Excel implemented a graphical user interface, GUI. Underline that line. What is the expansion for GUI? Graphical user interface. And the ability to point other and click the using mouse. There are lots of other spreadsheet applications. Microsoft Excel continues to be most popular spreadsheet software. Okay. Then OpenOffice Calc is a popular open source spreadsheet application maintained by Apache Foundation. So underline that line. OpenOffice Calc is maintained by which foundation? Apache. StarOffice Calc was the parent application of OpenOffice Calc. So before that they are developing it as a StarOffice. After that OpenOffice will be developed, which was developed by German company namely Star Division in 1985. Then next topic is how to working with the OpenOffice Calc. So Calc is a spreadsheet component of OpenOffice. You can enter any kind of data in a spreadsheet and then manipulate this data to produce certain results. So the main purpose of spreadsheet is you are going to do the calculations. So alternatively you can enter data, then use Calc in the what if manner by changing some of the data and observing the results without having to retype the entire spreadsheet. Then here you see the VisiCalc first spreadsheet. It's the output is look like this. Okay. Then the features of OpenOffice Calc. So connecting with Excel, ability to open, edit and save Microsoft Excel spreadsheets. Second one, auto sum. What do you mean by auto sum? Automatically it will sum of the data. So helps you add the content of the cluster. Cluster means it's a some group of data of adjacent cells. Adjacent means next to cells, Then list autofill. Automatically extend cells formatting when a new item is added to the end of the list. It will automatically extend cell formatting. So list autofill means automatically it will fill the extended cells. Autofill allows you quickly fill cells with repeated or sequential data. Autofill means what? Suppose in case you want to store one data repeatedly, means one time you can type in the cell, then you can use the autofill option and you can fill your data sequentially. Sequentially means what? One by one. Sequentially data such as chronological dates or numbers and repeated text. Autofill can also be used to copy functions. You can also alter text and numbers with this feature. Then charts. Charts means what? So it helps you in representing the graphical representation of your data, pie chart, bar chart or line chart or more. Okay, in mathematics you can. The next one is functions. Functions means it's a formulas which is used to perform the calculations. So which can be used to create formula to perform complex calculations on data. Then database function. Database means it is used to store the data. So database functions to arrange, store and filter data. Then how do you create a new worksheet? Go to a start. In your desktop, go to start menu, all programs, select OpenOffice, then OpenOffice Calc. Otherwise from Start Center welcome screen, double click on OpenOffice icon from the desktop. Either you have a desktop icon, shortcut icon OpenOffice, that you have to double click and open your spreadsheet. Then how to open a new spreadsheet? A new spreadsheet can also be created by selecting, go to file menu, select in the menu bar, select file menu, then under this file menu you have to select new, then spreadsheet from any OpenOffice application. After using any one of the above set method, OpenOffice Calc windows appear in the figure 7.2. This is 7.1. After you double click the OpenOffice icon, this figure will be open. From here you have to select the spreadsheet, that is OpenOffice Calc. After you select, this figure will be appeared. Okay, this is the structure of spreadsheet, that is OpenOffice Calc. It's in the tabular column. Here again you see the first one in your figure, this 7.2. First one is a title bar, then second one is a control buttons, minimize, maximize and close button. Then third one is a what is the third one? That is menu bar. Then fourth one is a toolbar. Then fifth one is a it's a cell number A1, that is the highlighted cell is. Here you see column name A, then row number 1 is a highlighted cell, that cell name is A1. Then seventh one is a formula bar. Okay, then eighth one is a formatting options, bold, italic, underline, that is. Fourth one is a alignments, left alignment. Last lesson we had seen left alignment, center alignment, right alignment and justify. Then this one is a scroll bar. That scroll bar we have vertical 10th one is a horizontal scroll bar. Like that we have vertical scroll bar. Then 9th one is a zooming button, so you can zoom the option. Then 11th one is a status bar. So these are the parts of OpenOffice Calc windows. So here you can see title bar, control buttons, menu bar, toolbar, name box, quick function wizards, formula bar, formatting properties, zoom, scroll bars and status bar. These are all the parts of the OpenOffice Calc window. Then appearance of the Calc window is very similar to the Writer window. The workspace of Writer is a big blank area, but in Calc the grid of cells is the workspace. So both the appearance of both Writer and StarOffice Calc is same, but the only difference is Here you see the grid. Grid means that small boxes, that rows and intersection of rows and column. But in writer you are seeing only the blank area. Okay, so the only difference is like that. Then the title bar, top of the window is called the title bar. It is used to show the name of the file, obviously we know. Then we have the, by default the title bar name is untitled one. While you are saving your file name, you have to give your file, then that file name will be appeared in the title bar. Then control buttons, you have maximize, minimize and restore buttons. Then under the title bar you have a menu bar. So again in menu bar you have file menu. Menu contains the commands of all file management tasks like create, new file, open, existing and close. Then second menu is second menu is a edit menu. Edit menu, under edit menu you have cut, copy, paste, undo, redo and fill options. Okay. Then view menu. Under view menu contains the commands which are used to modify the environment of calc. So it is used to view your window. Then insert menu used to insert the column, cells, functions, then chart and all. Then format menu which is used to contains the commands for formatting options, various text and cell formatting features. Then tools menu. Menu contains various tools and functions such as spell check, protect, document, insert pictures, then macros. Then data. Data means what? Menu contains the commands to manipulate data in a spreadsheet. Sorting. Sorting means arranging. Filtering means giving some condition and filter the data above 80%, above 90%, below 40%, something like that. You have to filter the data. Then subtotal and validity. Then window menu. Menu shows display options as the new window, close window, split and freeze. Then help menu. Menu list in built-in help features available with OpenOffice. In case if you have any problem means you have to go to help menu and open and find out and resolve your problem. Then under the menu bar you have a toolbars. So under menu bar there are 3 toolbars. Underline that line. Under menu bar there are 3 toolbars available by default. By default means already we have 3 toolbars. What are they? They are standard toolbar. You see here in diagram you see standard toolbar. Under standard toolbar you have a formatting toolbar. Under formatting toolbar you have a formula bar. So what are the 3 toolbars available in spreadsheet means you have standard toolbar, then formatting toolbar, then formula bar. So what is the purpose of standard toolbar? Standard toolbar contains frequently used file, edit, data menu commands as icons such as new, open, save, send, print, preview, cut, copy, paste, sorting and inserting charts. Here you see. So cut, copy, paste, okay, then saving, printing, undo, redo. These icons comes under the standard toolbar. Then formatting toolbar contains the formatting icons, changing font style, font size. What do you mean by font? Font means nothing but the character. Okay, that characters which we are typed in the system. So that characters can be changed. We can change the character style, character size, character colors. Then alignment. What are the 4 types of alignments available? Left, right, center and justify. Then cell formatting. Then the third toolbar is formula bar. So this is very important element in a spreadsheet because the main purpose of spreadsheet is we are going to do for the calculation purpose. So the formula bar is very important in this spreadsheet. It contains name box, function wizard, sum button, function button and input line. Then name box. What do you mean by name box? It displays the current cell address. That one I told you, A1. So A is a column name, 1 is a row number. So combine these two, you have to give the cell name. That is name box. Then function wizard. It is used to insert function. Then sum button used to do the addition quickly. Then input line. This is used to show the content of the current cell. It always shows actually what you typed in a cell. It is also used to edit the content. Then next one is a scroll bar. Scroll bar obviously we know vertical scroll bar and horizontal scroll bar. Vertical scroll bar moves up and down, horizontal moves left and right. Scroll buttons used to move the screen to the relative distance. Then next one is, here you see scroll bar. So this one is the right hand side you have a vertical scroll bar, it is used to move up and down. Then the horizontal scroll bar is used to scroll left and right. Then row, column, cell and cell pointer. So obviously, how do you draw the table? You have to use vertical column and the horizontal line. That vertical column is in spreadsheet also, it is in the form of tabular form. So tabular form means it consists of rows and columns. So here which one is row, which one is column? So the vertical lines are called the row and the horizontal lines are called the vertical lines are called the column and the horizontal lines are called the row. So the vertical lines, that column can be named as A, B, C. Using alphabets you can named as A, B, C, D. After Z you have to use A, B, A, C, something like that. Then the row can be named as 1, 2, 3. Okay. So OpenOffice Calc question have how many columns? 1024 columns. And how many rows? Here you see 10,48,576 rows. So OpenOffice Calc version 4.1.5 contains how many columns and rows? 1024 columns and 10,48,576 rows. Column heading starts from A and end with AM. In case of Microsoft Excel, in OpenOffice Calc we have 1024 columns and 10,48,576 rows. But in case of MS Excel, how many columns we have? 16,384 columns named start with A and ending with the XFD. And 10 lakhs, the rows are same, 10,48,576. Then what do you mean by cell? Intersection of each row and column makes a box. Okay, obviously you know, if you are drawing one column, one vertical bar and the one horizontal bar, means that intersection of rows and column makes one box. That box is called a cell. So each cell has its unique address, A1, A2, A3, something like that. Okay, so cell address is the combination of column heading and row number. So column heading is A, B, C, D. Then row number is 1, 2, 3. For example, intersection of column B and row 4 makes B4. Do you understand now? So column B and row 4 means it's a B4. Every cell is thus identified by its unique cell address. Cell pointer is a rectangle box, nothing but it's a rectangle box which can be moved around the worksheet. So in the cell which cell pointer is currently located, that is highlighted. The cell which is highlighted is called the active cell. That cell only we are going to enter our data. When you type any content, it will appear in the active cell. The address of the active cell is displayed in the name box. So address box, that is active cell's column name and row number will be highlighted. Using this visual clue, one can easily identify an active cell. Moreover, the contents of an active cell will be displayed in the formula bar. So the content of the active cell will be displayed in the formula bar. Here you see figure 7.6, the A1. A1 is a highlighted active cell, that is a active cell. Here you see, now B4 is a active cell because the intersection of B column then 4th row. So B4 is a current active cell. Now do you understand? I hope do you understand. Okay. Then next one is, at the bottom of the grid of cells are the sheets tabs. So here you see, this one is the sheet tab. Here in this 7.8 you see that sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, that is called a sheet tab. So at the bottom of the grid of cells are the sheet tabs. By default there are 3 sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3. When you open a new worksheet, sheet 1 is the default active sheet. So when you are opening a new worksheet, the active default worksheet is a sheet 1. Active sheet tab will appear in a white color. If you click on another sheet, it will become active and its color will turn with the white. So multiple sheets can be selected by clicking the sheet and press the control button, that is control plus click. Selected sheets will turn to white color. Suppose in case by default the first sheet only selected. In case if you are going to select second sheet, means second sheet won't be selected. But if you want to select more than one sheet, means you have to press control and click the sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Then all the sheets are highlighted with a white color. On the left of the sheet, the 4 navigation buttons are used to move between worksheets. Here you see the 4 navigation buttons, the left arrow buttons, then the right arrow buttons. So the first one is a move to the first sheet, second one is a move to the previous sheet, then third one is moves to next sheet, then fourth one is moves to the last sheet. So left corner of the status bar shows the total count of sheets. Here you see the total count, sheet 3 bar 12. In this diagram you see 3 bar 12. So the total number of sheets are 12. So if the status bar shows sheet 3 bar 12 means 3 refers to the serial number of the current sheet. So then 12 is refers to the total number of sheets available. So every sheet name can be renamed. To rename the sheet, you have to double click on the sheet which will show on the small box in figures 7.10 also. So here you have to rename the sheet 7.10. So in figure 7.10 you see how to rename the sheet name. So sheet 4 you can rename the sheet. It shows the current name, delete or override the existing name and type a new name, click OK button. New name will be displayed on the sheet. Then the status bar. So below toolbar you have a status bar. Below the sheet tabs and horizontal scrolling bar and status bar, it shows the current status of the worksheet. Sheet counts display the current serial number of the sheet by that 3 by 12 we had seen, no, 3 by 12. So that 3 is used to indicate the current sheet, then the 12 is used to indicate the total number of sheets available. Then page style displays the page style of the current sheet. To make changes, just double click on the default and it will show you the page style dialog box, which is used to change the margin. Page style means the default style can be changed. So you can change the margin. Then orientation. What do you mean by orientation? In 6th chapter itself we had seen orientation. We have 2 types of orientation, portrait and landscape. So portrait means nothing but the height is more than the width. So like our book, how we view our book. So in our textbooks, the book's height is more than the book's width, that is portrait. Then landscape means the vice versa, that is the width is more than the height. Then paper size is nothing but A4, A3, A5, something like that. Then inserting header and footer. What do you mean by header and footer? So header is the, you have to give the same heading for all your pages. Then footer is nothing but the page number, something like that. So on border style. Then selection mode displays the selection mode of the current sheet. There are 3 modes available. One is standard, another one is extended and add. Then unsaved changes. An asterisk symbol indicates the changes made in the worksheet but not yet saved. So the asterisk symbol is used to underline that line. The asterisk symbol used to indicate the changes made, but we are not saved that changes. If you have saved your changes, it will disappear. Okay. Here you see that unsaved changes. That asterisk symbol you have, no. So that asterisk symbol. Then selection mode you have standard, extended and add. Then cell information, sum equal to 0, something like that. That asterisk symbol used to indicate we are changing our content but we are not yet saved. So if you are saving your content means it will be disappeared.